Acquired cataract part 1. In the acquired cataract part 1, we are going to discuss the most important type of acquired cataract, or the most common type of acquired cataract, which is the senile or the age-related cataract. Morphological types include the cortical senile cataract or the soft cataract, the nuclear cataract or the hard cataract, and the mixed cortical and nuclear cataract. Under cortical senile cataract, we have the cuneiform type and the cupuliform type. The etiology is very simple. We have the most common risk factors, which involves age. It's more common in age of people of more than 50 years of age. More common in females. Can be hereditary, UV exposure, diet related, dehydration crisis, and smoking. The causes of presenile cataract, we have MHAD hard. So M for myotonic dystrophy, H for hereditary causes, A for atopic dermatitis, and D for diabetes mellitus. We have a concept of syn and co-cataratogenic factors, which means that only one factor cannot be responsible for cataract. It is always a combination of two or more factors together leading to or hastening the process of cataract, leading to senile cataract. The mechanism of loss of transparency is one of the most important part of senile cataract. Because of the loss of transparency is why there is an opacification of the lens leading to cataract. So this is basically the cause of senile cataract. So under cortical senile cataract, what happens is that with the increase in age or senility, there is decrease in the function of the sodium potassium pump that we saw. Plus, there is a protein called as the aquaporin or MPP, which is also responsible for the lens transparency. Now, if there is a mutation in this protein, there it can lead to overhydration, or there could be reduced oxidative reactions, so decreased level of amino acids and decreased synthesis of proteins, leading to denaturation of lens proteins. Now, all these three factors together form the opacification of the cortical lens fibers. While in the nuclear cataract, there is dehydration and compaction of the nucleus, leading to something called as a nucleus sclerosis. With the age, there is an increase in the grading of the nuclear sclerosis, leading to hard cataract. The normal in nuclear senile cataract, the normal count is seen when it comes to total protein count or distribution of the cations. There could be plus or minus deposition of the urochrome or the melanin pigments. When you talk about the senile cataract, we always talk about the stages of maturation of the senile cataract, which involves the stage of lamellar separation. Now, this is the first stage, therefore, it is a reversible stage. What happens is, because of the overhydration, there is formation of smaller vacuoles and water cleft formation between the fibers, leading to demarcation of the cortical fibers, leading to lamellar separation. The second stage includes the stage of incipient cataract. Now, the incipient cataract can further be classified as cuneiform and cupuliform type. In the cuneiform, we can see the wedge-shaped opacities, while in cupuliform, we can see the saucer-shaped opacities. The third stage of maturation is the immature senile cataract. You can see partial opacification of the lens. The color of the lens becomes grayish-white. Iris shadow is present. With the continuous overhydration, there will be obstruction of the aqueous outflow, which will reduce the drainage of the aqueous humor and therefore leading to glaucoma. Now, this type of glaucoma is called as the phacomorphic glaucoma. This is also called as the intumescent cataract. In the image, we can see the immature senile cataract. The fourth stage is the mature senile cataract. We can see the complete opacities, which are pearly white in color. It is also called as a ripe cataract. This is the stage where we call it as motia bindu because it's pearly white in color. The fifth and the last stage is the hypermature senile cataract. Now, in hypermature senile cataract, we have two types. We have the Morganian type and the sclerotic type. Now, the Morganian type, what happens is there is liquefaction or the lysis of cortex. So, the proteins with intact capsule can be seen, which are visible as bag of milky fluid. On the sclerotic type, there's disintegration of the cortex, which is leading to shrinking of the lens. Now, degeneration of ciliary zonules, which can lead to phacodonesis and iridodonesis. Now, donesis means trembling. So, there is phacodonesis and iridodonesis. You can see the image here showing hypermature senile cataract. This was about the maturation of the cortical cataracts. Moving on to the maturation of senile cataract in the nuclear forms, what happens is that with the nuclear senile cataract, the lens is becoming inelastic and hard, and the change is occurring from the center to the periphery. The nucleus is showing deposition of pigments. That side is looking like grayish or tinted in color. So we have three types of deposition. We have cataracta brunescens, cataracta nigra, and cataracta rubra. These are the images. Now for the symptoms of the hypermature senile cataract or senile cataract in general, I have a mnemonic. Great doctors can process dog and bee bite. G for glare, D for diplopia or polyopia, C for colored halos, P for poor color discrimination, D for deterioration of vision, B for black spots, and bite B for blur vision. Now, in deterioration of vision, it is actually different at different stages. So, when you talk about a pupillary reflex, when in dim light, our pupils dilate. So, we can see that a more number of rays are entering through the lens. So, it is seen that in dim light, the people with central opacities have a better vision. But when we are in a bright light, the pupils are constricted. So most of the rays are passing through the center of the lens. So in bright light, people with peripheral opacities will have a better vision because the nucleus and central part is pretty normal. Now in nuclear sclerosis, there is increase in the refractive index. So there is increase in the conversion power. So there is progressive index myopia or short-sightedness. So there will be improvement in the near vision. So this is also called as the second sight because the patient will not require a near vision glasses. But this will again progress to diminution of vision and further leading to loss of vision in case the proper treatment is not given. Moving on to the signs of senile cataract. Now this is a table I have picked up from the textbook. You can also refer to it as well. Now we are seeing the difference between the various stages of maturation. There's nuclear cataract, there is immature senile cataract, mature senile cataract, hypermature senile cataract M, and hypermature senile cataract S. Okay, so firstly, visual acuity. Second, we are seeing is the color of the lens. So it changes from grayish to grayish white, pearly white, milky white, and lastly it turns to dirty white or hyper white spots. Iris shadow, initially it's in the nuclear cataract it's not seen. Initially in the immature type it is seen, and in later stages it will not be seen. When we do a direct ophthalmoscopy with dilated pupil, we can see in nuclear cataract is a central dark area against red fundal glue. In immature senile cataract, we see multiple dark areas. In mature senile cataract, no red glow is seen. White pupil is seen, by the way, because of the complete cataract. Hypermature, we can see no red glow but milky white pupil. And in hypermature senile cataract S, we can see this is sclerotic type. We can see no red glow and dirty white pupil. Slit lamp examination is something we always do. So there's nuclear opacity in the nuclear cataract. In immature senile cataract, the area of normal with cataractous cortex can be seen. So it is a mixed area. There's some part which is opacified and some parts which is normal. And in mature senile cataract, where there's complete cataract, you can see the complete cataract is seen in the cortex. In hypermature type, milky white cortex and circum brownish nucleus. Because we saw in the Morgagnian type, that is a bag of milky white is seen, where you can see the lens capsule is intact, the proteins have lysed, and that's why the nucleus, the brownish nucleus, is sinking down because there are no lens fibers to hold the nucleus. And in sclerotic type, there is shrinking of the lens and the thickening of the anterior capsule. The refraction of the retinoscopy initially in nuclear cataract shows myopia. In immature, it shows hypermetropia. The refraction retinoscopy is not possible in further stages of mature senile cataract and hypermature senile cataract. We have something called as a lens opacities classification system third, which is also called as LOCS3. So accordingly, looking at, so there are some reference images according to which we can grade a particular cataract. So we have nuclear color and appearance. Accordingly, we can grade the nuclear cataract. We have grading for cortical cataract, and we also have a grading for posterior subcapsular cataract. Now for nuclear sclerosis or hardness as well, we have a grading. So we have 4 grades. Initially in the grade 1, it is soft. In grade 2, it's soft to medium. In grade 3, it is medium to hard. In grade 4, it is hard. And grade 5 is ultra hard, which is like rock hard. It also is associated with the color of the nucleus. Grade 1 shows white or greenish yellow. Grade 2 is showing yellowish. Grade 3 is showing amber colored. Grade 4 is showing brownish. And grade 5 is showing blackish color of the nucleus. Lastly, discussing the complications, we have something called as the phacoanaphylactic uveitis. The hypermature cataract. Actually, what is happening in Morgagnian type of hypermature cataract is lysis of the proteins. So when this lens proteins actually become liquidy, it will leak into the anterior chamber. Now this can lead to an antigen-antibody reaction leading to phacoanaphylactic uveitis, which is basically an inflammation of the uvea. Second is the lens-induced glaucoma, which is one of the most important complication. There are 3 types. We have phacomorphic glaucoma, a phacolytic glaucoma, and a phacotopic glaucoma. In phacomorphic glaucoma, it is caused due to intumescent cataract. Phacolytic glaucoma, what is happening because of the leakage of the proteins into the anterior chamber, they have been engulfed by the macrophages because of an inflammatory reaction. Now, they will clog the trabecular network, leading to increase in the intraocular pressure, leading to glaucoma. The third type is the phacotopic glaucoma, which is again associated with hypermature senile cataract due to subluxation of the lens. And the third complication is the subluxation and dislocation of the lens, again seen with the hypermature senile cataract.